Alright mga kapatid, mula ulit sa Manila Dialogue sa South China Sea o on the South China Sea. Isa na namang representative expert mga kapatid ng China ang nangamote. Panoorin natin to mga tol.
I'm just a young nigga chillin' on it. First time I seen ice was a
Alright mga kapatid, welcome ulit sa ating bagong video reaction, review, commentary, opinion, criticism at kung ano-ano pa dito sa naganap na The Manila Dialogue on the South China Sea 2025. So alam niyo na, meron na tayo napanood na dalawa. At ito ikatlong representative eksperto mga kapatid, doktor, professor, lahat na lang ng China ang muling nangamote ng birahe ng mga katanungan mula sa mga kasama rito sa dialogue na to. At panoorin natin mga kapatid kung paano siya nangamote dito sa mga tanong, both foreign and Filipino mga kapatid. Samahan ninyo ako bago natin to simulan. Huwag niyong kalimutan mag-subscribe. Click nyo na rin ang notification bell para ma-notify kayo whenever na may mga bago tayong reaction video tulad nito. At kung ikaw naman ay nanonood sa ating Facebook page, syempre huwag mo rin kalimutan mag-follow. Nasa 124,000 na tayo mga tol. Grabe. Maraming salamat sa ating mga bagong kaibigan, sa ating mga fellow Filipino. Syempre na ngayon ay nabubuksan na ang isip, ang diwa sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea, mga tol. So wag na natin patagalin pa. Panoorin na natin to.
Thank you, fantastic, Commodore. Dr. Hu, over to you.
Eto, Dr. Hu. Dr. Hu?
Good morning, everyone. And I think the Rear Admiral Jiang has shared the perspective of Philippines on the incidents happened in the South China Sea. I think China definitely has its own perspective.
Andun na naman tayo sa perspective Dapat ang pinag-uusapan dito yung factual. Hindi dapat mga perspective lang, di ba?
On the same incidents. So I think for the Chinese perspective, it is law enforcement activities. So it is China's claimed waters. So China has a right to patrol and do the law enforcement activities. And also, but today, I don't want to debate with Jiang and not.
Ayaw daw niya makipagdebate, Gusto niya pag-usapan yung mga pananaw lang, mga perspective lang.
Just share the information. As far as I know, China's Coast Guard doesn't have so-called laser weapons. So that's totally fake news.
So biruin mo sabi niya, that's totally fake news. Yun daw mga kapatid ay pekeng balita. Dahil as far as he know daw, sa pagkakaalam niya mga tol, so yung balita ay tinawag niyang fake news base lang mga tol sa pagkakaalam niya na ang Chinese Coast Guard daw ay walang laser weapons o laser cannon. Yung ginagamit nila, 'di ba? May mga video na nile-laser nila etong ating mga barko, 'di ba? Na military grade laser. So sa pagkakaalam niya daw mga tol, wala daw ganon yung Chinese Coast Guard. So yun daw ay totally fake news. Batay ulit sa kanyang perspective.
So-called the laser weapons of the PC of China Coast Guard. My point today is about the maritime domain awareness, the relationship between maritime domain awareness and the relationship between MDA and disinformation.
Ang kaugnayan daw ng maritime domain awareness at disinformation. Okay?
MDA is difficult because human being usually is not living at the sea. So, and we are short of sensors and platforms to observe activities, especially man-made activities in the maritime domain. So even capable as the US and China, they couldn't always know what happened at the sea.
So ipinagmamatwid niya mga tol na hindi naman daw kasi nabubuhay ang tao sa dagat eh. So posible daw mga kapatid na may mali, no? O nagagamit o nangyayari, nagkakaroon ng disinformation dahil doon sa mga maritime domain awareness.
And also different countries has different perspective and different positions. Even on the same incidents, they have different stories and narrative. So it's a because of differences in national interests and stances, information released by each country regarding maritime incidents may be incomplete and biased. Different actors of governments, academia, think tanks, and media play different roles in MDA. So today, we just examine different actors of governments, academia, and media, their limitations and roles in the MDA. Governments possess powerful state apparatus, and comprehensive surveillance and investigation capabilities, and can verify the truth and facts through information from different sources. Usually, the information released is authoritative, albeit one-sided and biased. Different governments typically only publish facts that are favorable to themselves. It is common that they have different interpretations and narratives even on the same incident. So it makes sense Beijing and Manila have different interpretations and narratives on even the same incidents.
Okay, so eto mga kapatid, para mas malinaw lang kasi nahihirapan siya eh. So nahihirapan din tayo intindihin. No, mahirap daw kasi mga kapatid yung mga maritime domain awareness na yan. Kasi nagkakaroon daw ng iba't ibang uri ng pananaw, depende daw sa iba't ibang mga bansa. Nagkakaroon ng kanya-kanyang perspective at nagkakaroon ng kanya-kanyang narrative. Katulad na lang daw halimbawa ng Beijing at Manila. Diba? Kadalasan daw mga tol, ang gobyerno inilalabas lang ang isang balita, isang video o isang perspective na pumapabor sa kanila. Katulad na lang halimbawa daw ng Beijing at Manila, 'di ba? So may kanya-kanya daw interpretation at narrative na pumapabor both mga kapatid para sa kanila, no? Ang Beijing naglalabas ng naratibo pabor sa kanila. Ganon din daw ang Manila. Naglalabas tayo ng mga naratibo, mga video na ipinapakita natin sa mga balita na pumapabor lang sa atin. Diba? So yun ang sinasabi niya. Ngayon mga kapatid, eto pakinggan naman natin ang sinasabi rito ni Commodore J. Tariela mga tol.
For the Philippine government, I wouldn't believe that we are publishing untrue statement or as what Dr. Hu said, fabricated videos to support our claim.
So sinasabi kasi nung isa, di ba? Naratibo lang ng panig ng Pilipinas pumapabor sa atin mga tol. Kumbaga, hindi yan katotohanan. Hindi yun yung pinakakatotohanan. Kasi ibinabalita lang natin kung ano yung sa tingin nating papabor sa atin. So ito ngayon yung sagot ni Commodore J. Tariela.
Do that because we partner with the media, local and international media. You know, when we first did the transparency efforts, it was only the Philippine Coast Guard was documenting all these incidents. And the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist Party, ended up with their own line saying that the Philippines is using propaganda to paint the People's Republic of China negatively to the eyes of the international community. So we made a calibration. We embedded journalists and not just relying on our crew to document all this. And then they, again, came up with another excuse saying that the Philippines is making use of their own nationalist journalists. So we made another calibration. We embedded international media from Japan, Australia, Germany, France, United States. All of those countries who would be willing to document all this.
Pero mo, tayo adjust ng adjust mga tol. 'Di ba? Dati, Chinese lang ang may dala-dala ng mga media nila at sinasabi nga na tayo daw ang gumagawa ng mga provokasyon. So ang ginawa natin mga tol, nagsama na tayo ng media para ma-document. At hindi lang basta-basta crew ang nagsasabi o nagkukwento kung ano yung nangyayari sa dagat. Nagsama na tayo ng mga media para ma-document nila mismo kung ano yung totoong nangyayari sa dagat. Ngayon, ang sinasabi naman nila ngayon, itong mga media to, ano yan mga nationalist yan, syempre, pagtatanggol kayo niyan. So, nag-adjust na naman tayo, nagsama na tayo ng ibang mga lahi, mga foreign media para i-document yung mga nangyayari dito sa South China Sea o dito sa West Philippine Sea.
Let me highlight the fact that the Philippines is not an authoritarian state. We are a democratic country. We respect freedom of the press. We respect freedom of expression. And to counter that the Philippines is coming up with those reproduction of those imaginative to paint China as a bad guy, I don't think that is actually the real scenario in the West Philippine Sea.
Kasi hindi tayo authoritarian, yun ang sabi ni Commodore J. Tariela. Hindi natin mga tol kinokontrol yung mga balita dito. Yun yung mismong nangyayari kasi. Sinasabi kasi nila mga tol, edited yung mga video, mga ganyan, para palabasin na masama sila. Katulad na lang halimbawa nung video yung pinanood natin kanina sa isang reaction video ko. Di ba naalala ninyo yung turtle, sea turtle at saka yung crab? Pinapalabas nila, yun daw yung totoong nangyayari. Tayo nangunguna. Tapos kapag kumilos na sila, biglang maglalabasan na yung mga camera. Tapos palalabasin na sila na yung bully.
Those media journalists from from other countries who are also having that independent editorial story will be the witnesses to tell who's telling a lie and who's fabricating their own narratives. Thank you.
Alright mga kapatid, so eto, meron pang isang bisita rito sa Manila Dialogue kung saan nagtanong din mga tol dito sa eksperto ng China na ipinadala tungkol naman doon sa nangyaring insidente nitong kamakailan lang malapit sa Ayungin Shoal kung saan mga kapatid hinila ng ating mga kasundaluhan ng isang Chinese fishing boat na may dala-dala mga di umanong illegal na cyanide mga tol. No? So ngayon, pakinggan natin yung tanong mga tol at tignan natin kung paano siya sasagutin nitong representative nga ng China.
Away some Chinese fishing boats near Ayungin Shoal, Second Thomas Shoal, and that during the incident it had confiscated plastic bottles containing suspected cyanide chemicals that were used for illegal fishing. And they published a picture of the bottles. Now this is a common method for illegal fishing. According to the World Wildlife Fund, you take a couple of sodium cyanide tablets, you put them in a washing up bottle, and then you squirt them in the face of the fish. But your organisation, the SCS Probing Initiative, retweeted that article and said the suspected cyanide bottle is a dishwashing liquid well known in China. Now, you hadn't checked that story, so are you an agent of disinformation?
Nako po. Isang organization, mga kapatid, ng China, ang niretweet daw, mga tol, etong balitang ito at sinasabi, kumbaga pinapasinungalingan nila, hindi cyanide yan. Yan ay dishwashing na kilala rito sa China. Eto mga kapatid, pakita ko sa inyo yung sinasabing retweet. So eto mga kapatid mula sa SCS Probing Initiative. Sabing gano'n, no? Yan o, kung nakikita ninyo. The suspected cyanide bottle is a dishwashing liquid well known in China. Saka nakakita ng dishwashing liquid na ganito itsura? Kita mo ngayon laman, itim. O sige, sabihin natin yung bottle, yun ang nakalagay na label, dishwashing. Pero hindi nangangahulugan na yun yung laman. Pwede mo nga lagyan ng kahit anong liquid dyan sa loob eh. Diba? So ang sinasabi nila, etong bote na to is a dishwashing liquid well known in China. Oo, sige sabihin natin, etong bote na yan, hindi naman bote ang pinag-uusapan eh. Ang pinag-uusapan yung laman, mga tol. Hindi lang yan eto pa mga kapatid. Sa Facebook page naman to mga kapatid, sa CGTN Frontline, ayan, sabing ganun, the Armed Forces of the Philippines claimed they seized suspected cyanide chemical. Suspected nga ang sinabi ng AFP. Pero tingnan nyo sabi, from Chinese fishing boats, but it's just gaufuli. a Chinese dishwashing soap. Ito 'yon mga tol. Ayan oh. Yan yung bote. 'Di ba? O ito yung bote. 'Di ba? Ito, mga sikat na ano yan, na kilala yan sa China na dishwashing liquid. Pero bote yung tinutukoy nila mga tol. Ang sinasabi rito yung laman. Suspected nga huwag kayong mag-alala, dinala na yan sa laboratory para maalam o matest kung ano talaga yung laman. O, sabi rito, thanks for correcting the PH Navy, but the bottles are on the lab right now for the examination. Sabi, you mean that's just what the printed label says? sabi nung bote, di ba? Dishwashing liquid. Pero yung laman, mga kapatid, kung titingnan mo nga doon mismo sa ni-retweet nila mga tol, 'di ba? Kulay itim nga eh. Kulay itim nga eto galing sa ABS-CBN Eto, tingnan mo nga Kulay itim yung laman mukha ba siyang dishwashing? Kulay itim yung laman, 'di ba? So ngayon, balik tayo doon sa kanina. Panoorin naman natin mga kapatid yung pagtatanong ni Jonathan Malaya. Ito naman mga kapatid, mula naman to sa Pilipinas.
Hello. Yes. Good morning, everybody. I have a question for Dr. Hubo.
Hubo.
You mentioned in your presentation that the Philippines should stop giving Beijing chances. And based on your job and your work at the South China Sea Probing Institute at the Peking University, the role of your organization is to promote peace and stability and practical cooperation through studies that you conduct in the South China Sea. And one of the findings of your organization is that the Philippines should stop provoking China because these provocations are leading to tensions. So, given the findings of your organization, my question is, the intention of the Philippines in Scarborough Shoal has always been to support our fishermen. And are you saying, therefore, that we should start supporting our fishermen who go to Scarborough Shoal so that there will be no incidents that will lead to tensions in the West Philippine Sea? That's my first question.
Nako, eto na.
My second question is that you mentioned about third-party validation of actions in the West Philippine Sea. And in your presentation, you said even governments can make mistakes. So the premise is the Philippine government makes mistakes, the Chinese government makes mistakes, and when we release information to the public, it cannot be trusted because it is in accordance with the national interest. Therefore, would it be possible, would China agree to third-party validation? Meaning, would you, because we in the Philippines already allow third-party media to board our ships in conducting missions in the West Philippine Sea. Would you think the Chinese government would allow third-party media also to board your ships? If you don't like CNN or BBC or Western media, perhaps Singapore media, like CNA, or Malaysian media, would China be willing to do that? We will allow them in our ships, you will allow them in your ships, and then let them make the discovery to the world in accordance with transparency. Thank you.
Okay mga kapatid, dahil sinasabi nga nun, nung Dr. Wu, na magkakaiba daw kasi yung perspective, narrative. Inilalabas lang daw ng isang bansa o ng isang gobyerno yung mga balita, yung mga footages na papabor sa kanila. Yun ang sinasabi. Kaya nga sabi kanina ni Commodore J. Tariela, ilang ulit na tayo nag-calibrate Una, sila lang ang may dala ng media, pinapalabas nila mga tol, tayo nag-provoke. So nagdala tayo ng media para i-document lahat ng mga pangyayari. Pero sinasabi ng China, mga nationalist journalist yan Siyempre, mga Pilipino yan, ipagtatanggol talaga nila ang Pilipinas. So ang ginawa ng Coast Guard ulit, di nagsama tayo ng third party media, yung mga foreign, diba? Ganun pa rin ang lumalabas Ngayon, sinasabi pa rin ng China na perspective nyo yan ngayon, eto ang hamon ni Jonathan Malaya, mga tol. Aalaw ba ng China na sila rin magdadala ng tawag dito ng third party media at hindi media lang nila? Diba? Kasi yun ang sinasabi nung Hubo different perspective daw Diba? Ilalabas lang daw ng isang gobyerno yung isang footage na papabor sa kanila. O di para para patas, Di ba, i-allow natin ang media na yon, o hindi na Western media o Singapore, Malaysian media mga tol, at yun ang bahalang makadiskubre kung ano talaga yung nangyayari dito sa West Philippine Sea mga tol. So anong magiging sagot o anong sagot mga tol nitong Dr. Hubo na to, o panoorin natin? Nasagot niya nga ba?
First of all, I want to emphasize that South China Sea dispute is very complicated, and we have claimants have complicated and different claims.
Ayan na.
So,
ayan na, nag-aano na siya.
Cautious that I think in our lifetime, maybe next generations and next generations, we couldn't say the final resolution of the disputes. But we can manage the situation. And the dialogue definitely is very important. Even this kind of dialogue, China is the target.
Nagagaslight na siya mga tol. Even daw na itong kind of dialogue na to, itong pag-uusap na to, sila ang pinupuntirya, di ba? Nagagaslight na mga tol.
But I think it's also valuable for exchange information and ideas and points. And also, even between China and the Philippines, in the last 3 years of conflicts, China and the Philippines also use the diplomatic channel to calm down the situation of Second Thomas Show and Sambila Show.
Second Thomas Show.
So we should encourage this kind of operations and diplomacy. And as to the China's policy on the South China Sea, I'm always talking that China's policy has never been changed. I think consistent ever since 1990s of Deng Xiaoping doctrine of sharing disputes. And now I think China's policy also wants to keep in the status quo. So why China is so serious on Philippines is because I think that the Philippines show an intention to occupy new uninhabited features.
Nako po, eto na. Sabi niya, bakit daw seryoso ang China doon sa ginagawa? Dahil daw ang Pilipinas ay pinapakita daw na meron tayong intensyon na sakupin itong mga uninhabited features katulad na lang ng ano.
Such as Sambila Show, Sandy Cay, and also the Philippines interference, the Taiwan questions, I think is the bottom line.
So nakikialam pa daw tayo pati sa Taiwan.
Of China. So that makes the situation much complicated. And as to the publicity, I think actually China's public are not satisfied with our government's policy on the South China Sea. The public thinks that China's operations are too soft.
Ooh. Yung public daw, ibig sabihin yung mga mamamayan daw nila ay hindi pa daw satisfied doon sa ginagawa ng China dito sa South China Sea. Sinasabi daw ng publiko mga tol na masyado pa daw malambot ang China sa pagpapatupad ng kanilang polisiya, sabing ganun. Aba, malambot pa yon mga tol. Diba? Kung ganun makapang water cannon at ganun makapang bangga, malambot pa sa kanila yon.
Thinks that China's operations are too soft. Even we are so powerful, but we are too soft. So I want to, my point is that China is always keeping self-restraint.
Aba, nagpipigil pa daw sila.
If without China's self-restraint, I think there are no peace and stability of the South China Sea.
Ang tanong, hindi niya pa nasasagot yung tanong tungkol doon sa sinasabi ng kanilang organization na dishwashing soap lang daw yung mga nakuhang cyanide kasi mga tol pagsira sa kalikasan yun eh. At saka etong tanong naman ni Jonathan Malaya.
China values the stability and the peace of the South China Sea and Southeast Asia, I think, very highly. You will say the statements, you will say the leaders' voice and views. I think it's very clear. We want to have the peace and the stability of the South China Sea. We want to keep the status quo, but we couldn't accept the new northeast if any party wants to change China. So, for instance, wants to occupy new uninhabited features, I think China has no choice but to respond. So if the publicity, so I don't think that if China publish the information as the Philippines did, as the Philippines does, as to the South China Sea incidents, I think there are no peace between China and the Philippines. I'm very frankly. So my final point is about the disinformation. So
Disinformation. Patay tayo dyan. Disinformation.
we have a different claims, different understanding, and different perspective on the South China Sea, on the specific features. So it's common, it makes sense that we have different ideas on that, we have different interpretations on that.
Titigas talaga nila, no? Nandirito na yung factual eh. Andirito na yung katotohanan eh. Pero pinagpipilitan pa rin nila mga tol, yung perspective nila, yung naratibo nila na lumalabag nga yan sa international law at sa tamang dapat na daan.
This is not disinformation. The disinformation is that, but we should communicate, we should criticize each other based on truth and facts. Thanks. I should stop here.
Alright mga kapatid, ito na nga, nangamote. Nangamote. Hindi na nasagot, hindi na nabigyan ng tamang sagot mga tol, yung mga direktang katanungan. At nag-gaslight na lang mga kapatid, no? Anong masasabi nyo rito? Comment na lamang kayo sa ibaba. Hanggang sa muli, ako nga pala si Shobaldi. Peace out.